Okay, welcome back. So this is the continuation, part two of To Be Continued of the monthly reading for Libra men. That is anyone who's born from September 22nd to October 22nd. You are Libra. Libra is all about balance, objectivity, and it is very associated with relationships because it's ruled by Venus. Okay, so there you go. Um, so I want to come into, let's see, just a quick review. This represents September, this represents October, and this represents the heart of the matter that you're dealing with, right? You're the significator, and this is the matter that you're dealing with, or the particular woman that you may be dealing with. So um, let's see. Let's start out with this, okay? The heart of the matter. This is the Ace of Pentacles in the tarot. It's a Earth card. It's representative of values, of money, of what's important to you in a material sense. Okay, in a sense of possession. You can think of the idea of your values as something that you possess, that you believe in, and you want to hold on to. So this is actually in reverse. Okay, upright, it would look like this, right? Like someone holding this beautiful, luscious sunflower that has all this potential, but instead it's facing downward. So this tells me that you may be trying to hold on to something, right? You may be trying to possess a situation and control it because you're afraid that if you let it go, it may just kind of be out of your control. So it's kind of going against natural instinct, right? Because sunflowers, of course, are meant to blossom. Um, they're meant to grow and flourish. And so in some way, by holding on to something that you feel is rightfully yours, you're uprooting it from its natural environment, right? And you're kind of blocking it from its potential. That's a way of interpreting it. So this may involve the woman that you're involved with. This may involve a romantic situation. Maybe you're just trying to take hold of it, right? You're trying to grab onto it and take hold of it so you can feel safe and you can feel in control, okay? But in the midst of doing that, you may actually be holding the potential of whatever, the potential of the relationship, the potential of the woman who you may be dealing with and what could come between you. You're holding that potential back. All right. So why is this? Okay, let's get into that a little more. So I'm going to keep the cards in the same order, but just change the layout so you can kind of see it differently. I'm going to put these cards, let's see, one, two, one, two, three, four. Okay, and this is going to be in the middle. Da-da-da-da. And, okay, so here we go. See if I can really get this. This is September. This is the heart of the matter that I just explained, and this is October. Okay, so what really intrigued me, I'm going to play camera woman here, is that, remember this, she's the woman. Two of Swords, we talked about this earlier. This is kind of the crux of the matter here, right? Making a decision involved with a woman like this, the Two of Swords energy. If you haven't, if you're curious about that, you probably watch my previous videos and give me information about her or the situation you're dealing with. But it definitely involves a decision. So she is surrounded by the Nine of Wands and the Judgment card. Okay, so in September, it was an interesting, powerful month because it started off at the very beginning of September, September 1st, with a solar eclipse in Virgo in your 12th house. And for you, Libra, your 12th house is kind of like the part of your chart that it's like the part of the chart where you just do these things over and over again, and they're not in your best interest, right? They're bad psychological behavior patterns that you just, do yourself in with. Okay, we all have them. So with this Nine of Wands, you can see she's kind of looking despondent, right? It seems like she's kind of hopeless, and she has that stick in the water, and she's reflective, and she just looks really tired out. So, with this solar eclipse, it was a difficult solar eclipse. It was in hard aspect to Mars and Saturn. In a nutshell, I feel like there was a communication breakdown at the beginning of September. And this may have to do with the fact that if you're involved with a woman, she may have felt like, gee, I just, he doesn't understand, right? I just can't get through to him. And it may be that you may not be communicative enough, right? And you may feel like you're just being who you are, right? And as a result, you're just creating more distance. And so she's trying to find a way to like get through to you, right? If you can kind of see that, she's trying to find a way to get clarity. If you can see the water there, but it's just looking like nothing is happening. Okay, so that's how the month of September started with this solar eclipse. And that solar eclipse is powerful. That's going to probably influence potentially the next 6 months or so. All right. So, Nine of Wands, energy of just, yeah, just feeling like no matter what you do, it's not enough. Okay. And so that led, most likely, to, all right, I can't take this anymore. Something needs to be done. A decision needs to be made, okay? And the third week of September was another eclipse, a lunar eclipse in Pisces, okay? So this is, lunar eclipses are reflective of endings, all right? And so this tells me that a final decision was probably made, and it probably was a little bit tense, and then again it probably involves some kind of communication breakdown and confusion. This eclipse was making hard aspects to Mars and Mercury. Mars is the masculine planet, Mercury is the planet of communication. I just have a feeling that it was somehow or another a decision probably came to a head. All right. And this may have led to kind of like a rebirth, like a new start. This is kind of biblical, as you can see, right? The woman and the man. And there's also, it looks like they have a daughter. So it looks like there's some kind of feeling of, I don't know, togetherness and stability. But keep in mind, this is the Judgment card. It's a major arcana card, which means that it has extra power to it. So there you go, right? That's definitely like a climax of the month there with that Pisces lunar eclipse and the third week of September, okay? And the month of September ends with the Four of Pentacles reversed. So if you can see, it looks like reverse. It looks like you almost have to go through hoops to get to this woman, right? Upright, it looks like this. Right, much more of an optimistic feeling to it, right? Like, wow, this is a challenge. I have another, another place to go with her, right? She has all these layers, right, of exploration to her. Whereas here, it's kind of like an uphill battle, okay? So I feel like whatever happened as a result of that Pisces eclipse just kind of created this block, right? And you're wondering like, wow, do I really have to jump through hoops to get a hold of the situation, to improve this relationship, to connect with this woman, or to get forward with this decision or this matter at hand? All right. So there you go. Um, And this is leading into then the heart of the matter. It's kind of reflective of that point in time where the sky is black and you don't see anything, and then the moon, the light of the moon starts to come and get full. So it's this, Carlos Castaneda talks about it, it's this point of realization where what's unseen, right? If you believe in that stuff, what's unveiled or what's unseen for a quick moment comes to the surface and is seen. So it's very mystical in that perspective. There's a lot of wisdom there. All right, so from here, we have you beginning the month of October with the new moon. Not a solar eclipse, so it's not as powerful as this energy, but it's still powerful because it is a new moon in Libra. And if you want to know more about that, I have a video earlier that talks about that and correlation with Jupiter. It's a very positive, magnetic new moon for you, Libra. So it's very, very good energy. And it looks like this new moon just revived you and gave you a lot of courage and strength and power to get yourself together and take hold of the situation. Okay, so yeah, you're feeling confident, you feel like you have clarity, you're ready to make a move, you're ready to take action, okay? And moving into the second week of October, we have a major arcana card, kind of sexy. See if I can have you see it, right? There she is. And this is the World card in the tarot deck. So this is just kind of like having, as you can see, everything you want, everything that you desire is just right there for you to indulge in and to enjoy. It's a moment of ecstasy, right? So it looks like yeah, it looks like that solar eclipse really, along with Jupiter, really kind of was good luck for you, Libra. So somehow you're able to, get to this place, right, through your clarity and through your awareness. But moving on here into the later part of October, we have two cards reversed. They're both emotional cards because they're cup cards. And this is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is reflective of a new beginning, a new emotional beginning, a new relationship. It's like your heart is opening. But this is reversed. Upright, it looks like this. It's just like a nature-esque scene, right? Very fluid. You see the water, you see the landscape. It looks just very open and peaceful, right? And bountiful. But when it's reversed, it's like the water is going all the way down, but then it just gets blocked, right? It gets blocked by all the rocks. So this tells me that there may be some holding back of emotions or feelings, unexpressed feelings, okay? Blocked feelings. So that's what I see. And maybe, you didn't expect this. Maybe you didn't expect this to happen, right? Right? You didn't expect to get this, but you did. And now you're like, oh wow, what do I do? It's like a rush of unexpected emotions, and you may feel a little bit blocked. So there you go. And then moving into the end of October, we have the most romantic card in the deck. It's the Two of Cups. It's an emotional card as well, but it's reversed as well. Okay, so upright, here we go. Looks like Adam and Eve, right? You got the waterfall, they're looking into each other's eyes. This is like a quintessential Libra card, really. It's like, I found my soulmate. I am happy. Everything is great, okay? But when it's reversed, it looks a little weird, right? It just looks like something is not right. And if anything, what really stands out to me is I see the separation between their heads. That's the biggest space between them. So this lets me know that maybe you might not be in touch with your partner on a mental level. There may be some things that both of you are thinking, but you're not expressing to one another. And as a result, you're blocking the flow, right? The flow, see the waterfall of your relationship. So that's an interpretation. Another interpretation is that you could just be kind of like, I don't know, experiencing some kind of strange distance from one another and maybe not really knowing why. Okay, so That's for the end of October. Now, keep in mind that, you can work with this energy, and you always have the ability to turn it right side up because it is the same card. The same potential is there, right? Whether it's this way or this way. So, the potential is there to get this, right? But it just may take a little bit more effort, or there may be something in the relationship, or between you, that you don't see, or that's not coming forth, that needs to come forth so that you can get it to flow again. Okay. So another thing that I notice is that even though the solar eclipse seems to be really powerful for you, and you're starting the month out really powerfully, and you've got this great card beside you, that the crux of the matter, right, with this Two of Swords, she's surrounded by two eclipses, right? By the solar eclipse in Virgo, which I spoke of earlier, and by the lunar eclipse in Pisces, okay? And you are here with the Libra eclipse. So, in a way, even though you may be getting what experiencing, getting to ecstasy somehow, really, really getting fulfilled in a really powerful way with this matter, it seems like it may not really, in the end, pan out the way you thought it would, okay? So just be aware of that. And the fact that, you know, these two cards here are very powerful because of the eclipse energy. Well, she's surrounded by them, which gives this card a sense of power, a sense of influence, because of the energies that are at play, okay? Whereas this, even though it's powerful because you are a Libra and it's a new moon, it's not an eclipse. So it doesn't have that same kind of impact. So what I would say to you, Libra, I urge you, if you're feeling like, I don't know, I know the Libras can tend to be like this, where they can tend to be indecisive about what the best decision is to make, and they can get caught up in that, is you might want to really look back into the month of September and what may have occurred earlier on in that month. This card here, this Nine of Wands, is very powerful because, again, this represents the solar eclipse that began in September, the 1st of September in Virgo, and it was a tough one. All right. And so don't discount this energy. If the woman in your life, kind of keeps coming back to this, or if this kind of energy seems to be kind of overshadowing somehow anything that goes on, then be aware of that, okay? And most likely, again, it has to deal with some kind of communication breakdown as a result of you being unaware of how you may be impacting your partner, or how your unconscious behavior may be affecting your life and a decision that you need to make. So there may be something that you don't know about yourself, about the way you communicate, right? About the way you behave, that you need to become more aware of, okay? So that you'll be able to find balance, right? Because it's there, right? You just have to be able to kind of work through some things. Let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, that's basically it. I think it's interesting that she's surrounded by the Judgment card, which is 20, and then after your card is 21. So those are both major arcana cards, so they're very powerful. So I feel some powerful energy going on here between you and your feelings and what you want and your passion and your desire, and where she's at, mainly on a psychological level. It's just a matter of weaving through all of these maybe unsaid agreements or unsaid feelings, and getting to a place where you can kind of get on the same page. Okay, so coming back to this, finding the same page, don't be afraid to take what you have and give it some freedom, shine it, make it shine. Don't grip it, but just, yeah, just hold it, right? Hold it, but don't grip. All right. Okay. So that is your reading for October, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. And keep in mind that the energies, because this is going to continue on, I'm going to continue these readings on into October, November, December. And what happens is that as you go on, you'll notice, okay, because next month, for example, in November, these four cards are going to be these cards in the past, but they'll be different cards, of course. So the my point is that whatever happens, right, everything changes and is fluid, right? And so how you may feel now may be different, or what this situation is, and in the moment that it's happening, a month from now may turn into something else, right? Or it may not. That's why we change our minds, our feelings change. Sometimes the person that we meet it turns out to be, more than we thought they'd be, and sometimes they tend to be less. But the point is that everything is always, circumstances are changing, the way we think, the way we feel, things are always changing, and over time, that's how we really get to know ourselves, and we get to really get to the root of the matter. So it'll be interesting to see how these cards play out and transgress into November. Okay, so keep that in mind for the future. All right, Libra, have a beautiful month. I'm glad that you watched. Please show your support. Please donate, whether it's a cup of coffee or a glass of wine or a beer or whatever you like. $5, $10, $15. It just shows your support. This is a business venture. And as such, I really need your support to continue doing this. So please donate. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me at tarotformen@gmail.com. And if you want a more specific reading based on your birth chart, or would like your birth chart interpreted, I'd be happy to do that too, because I can be much more accurate with that when I have your moon and rising sign. All right, Libra men? So have a great October. Bye.